I'm heading into town this morning. I really enjoyed my stay last night. It was noisy with the little creek, big creek. And the birds this morning were their usual loud selves, which I loved. I woke up before the sunrise and did some yoga in the dark in the shelter. And that was fabulous because it was a flat surface and I have not had that opportunity. And yoga on rocks and roots is a challenge for sure. I got a little earlier start because I'm heading into town. I'm gonna do a little resupply, hang out at the hostel, and yeah, get ready for our Shenandoah, which it sounds like could be a lot of fun. There are a lot of waysides, and I guess that's where, because it's a park where people go and drive up and more of a touristy thing, they have waysides, which are places to stay and also places to grab a sandwich and little restaurants and things like that. So I don't know how much I'll partake in that, but it'll be neat to see. And I just have a feeling that this section of trail will feel different. I am a bit nervous about going to the hostel. I was warned. One of my friends that's a little bit ahead of me, I think now, had been at a hostel, and there was a man that was inappropriately like trying to get close to and touching women. And so I have his picture and his name, and he was actually at the shelter last night. And I know he's staying at the hostel. So be on the alert for that. Other than that, I'm looking forward to being at the hostel and seeing some people. There were only 4 people last night at the shelter area. 3 were in tents, and then me. So the trail has been kind of quiet. I do know from a local that there were, 20 hikers ahead of me yesterday. So there is the chance that some of those hikers are taking zeros and will be at the hostel. But there's also a chance that they did their Nero last night and they'll be back out on trails today. So we'll see. It's a beautiful morning. What I've noticed most in these last couple of days are the smells. It's just incredible. And I was trying to figure out what it is. There's a sweetness to it. And this morning it almost smelled like a bakery, like a really fresh pastries and breads. It's a weird smell to have out in the middle of the woods, but that's how I would describe it. Okay, I'm starting to breathe really heavy. Time to put the phone down. Something else that I'm smelling this morning is fresh laundry. And not the kind with, laundry detergent. I talked about that in another video, but when you hang your laundry out to dry outside and then you smell, oh my gosh, it's like the best thing ever. And it's brought up a lot of thoughts about the environment for me in different ways. Mostly like energy use and alternative fuel sources. I know that's probably not something everybody thinks about, but I think about it and try to make different choices. And I just don't feel like there's going to be any solution like this instead of that thing. I think we try to do that. This is bad and this is good. or this is wrong and here's what you need to do. I'm glad that there are alternatives, but I think it can be easier than that to make a difference, to make a change. And I think that comes down to just making some minor adjustments. Choosing, not to have petroleum-based products. Limiting use of plastics and things like that. What else was I thinking? I don't know, I guess I was thinking of laundry and doing laundry here down at the hostel, and different things like dryer balls instead of dryer sheets. And at home, I buy things in jars instead of, like glass jars instead of plastic jars. And it doesn't have to be every single time. On trail, I'm buying plastic peanut butter jars because they're lighter. But I can make different choices. And I think that's important. I get the peanut butter that you can just kind of blend on your own and use the same glass jar. Or the one that really gets me in the grocery store is bagging bananas. Like, why do you put bananas in a plastic bag? They've been sitting in a truck gathering dust and on shelves, and they're already bunched. So it's not like you have to put them together to hold them easily. And so, just stop bagging bananas when you get home. Rinse them off if you're worried about that, or you're going to peel them. Although I think you can eat banana peels. Google it. I've not tried, but I think you can. In smoothies and stuff, you can put them in your blender. Anyway, these are just a few of my random thoughts this morning as I take deep breaths and smell the beautiful, intoxicating forest. Another thing I just don't understand is idling cars. Why do people do that? I don't understand. Maybe you want to listen to the radio. Can't you be in silence for just a minute? Or, I get it, it's cold, it's winter, but can't you be just slightly chilly for a minute? Stop idling cars. Okay, now, I know this is my truth and not everybody believes it, and that's okay. But there are just little things. Tell the waitress you don't want a straw. It's pretty easy. Just drink from the glass. How hard is that? Don't take 6 napkins. I see people do that. Carry a napkin. Carry it in your bag. Easy peasy. Just reuse it. Do the same thing at home. Cut up an old t-shirt, use it as rags. So many little teeny tiny things you can do. Okay, off my pedestal. Shout out to the environment. I just appreciate it and want it to stay this way. There's been a lot of water crossings today. I probably didn't need to carry water, but that's okay. So I think the correct term is soapbox. My rant earlier, I think I was on a soapbox, right? I know the term and the phrase, but I don't know the origin. So if you do, let me know. I've been thinking about the environment, and I think that's partly because one of the reasons for me doing this Thru-Hike was to immerse myself in nature for 6 months. What would that feel like? 6 months, there was a time frame that was important to me. And some of the things I've uncovered is that I immerse myself in nature all the time, in the way that I live, in the choices that I make, in the fact that, I'm very aware of the elements, the earth, the air, the fire, the water. I have them represented in my house. They're part of my body, and in my yoga practice, I am aware of those energies within me. And so Mother Nature is with me all the time. I wake up with the sun and I spend lots of time outside in my daily life, and I leave the windows open, and you know, I pay attention. I just pay attention. And so even though I think 6 months, I'm playing with this idea of time right now, I think it's still important. I really realize how much my day-to-day life, those practices, the way that I walk on this earth, I'm very much connected to nature all the time. Another thought just popped into my head. I've been using the term vortex quite a bit to describe the fact that I feel as though I'm the only hiker out here, and there's probably a million hikers ahead of me and a million hikers behind me, but I'm in this weird space. And so I was in Sedona last, I don't know when, and time is a weird thing out here. And my desire was to go see these vortexes, I don't know. Anyway, because they were energy centers, and that was the thing, right? That's a big thing in Sedona, is that it's an energy center. And so I'm contemplating the fact that I'm in this vortex, as I call it, on this trail, as an energy center. So what energy? What is it? You know, I think I could say, what does it mean? Because we think that things happen for a reason and all the things like that. But for me, it's that we make meaning of things. We make reasons things happen according to what we desire or what we think. We're the ones creating our story. We're the ones telling the story. And so we make meaning of things. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Make meaning. Another thought that I had that goes back to Mother Nature, and that it's a part of my life just in general, is the difference out here is that I have to be with all of it. Even the parts of it I don't like. You know, at home I get to choose. I get to choose what parts to bring in. The windows are open unless it's too cold. I'm outside unless it's raining, you know, things like that. And here, I have to immerse myself in the all of it. That's different. I'm definitely coming to town. Can you hear it? And up there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a stop sign and a speed limit sign. So, I say so a lot. I really want to stop that. I will maybe check in once I get to the hostel. Depends on how many people are there. I have my town chore list to start crossing off. And so, here I go again. It'll be a busy day. Rockfish Gap, Waynesboro. From down there and crossing this road, I think over there. I gotta figure it out. Walmart lunch with smoked Gouda, roast beef, honey mustard, dressing, fresh tomato, and a garlic some herb bread with fresh greens, cherries, walnuts, avocado, and tomato salad. Just a quick update from the hostel since I forgot. It was a good day, got everything done, and I had some social time, which was fun. I met some new hikers. I saw some hikers that I haven't seen in a while. I made and ate a lot of good food. And now I'm going to bed. Back to trail tomorrow.